Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. 2025 is going to be that year where the Jamaican athletes are going to know say Jamaica can't stall. No day. And one of those athletes, clearly, that will be a front runner when it comes to reminding y'all who we be and what we name and put some respect for we name, like Shania said, right? Is Shelly and Fraser Price. She's definitely coming in 2025 to drop out some gal bedly bottom for sure. And I'm excited. No, it has been announced that Shelly and Fraser Price will be competing at the Doha leg for the Diamond League that comes up on the 16th of May. And I'm absolutely thrilled and excited. And don't know what TXC Track Time will be reporting on whatever goes down there. But for sure, it also indicates to us that Shelly Fraser Price is in great health. Now, and I'm talking about from a physical perspective. We all know that she has struggled with injuries for the last couple seasons. So for 2025, seeing her compete this much is letting us know that, yeah, man, she's good to go. She's still, not necessarily going to every single meeting, but running consistently enough to let us know that she'll be fine because the week prior to that, she'll be competing, which is this weekend actually. She'll be competing at the World Relays for Jamaica. So it's letting us know that Shelly Fraser Price is awesome. Now, she opened up her season running a windy 10.94 seconds. That was a positive 3.1 meters per second wind. And this was done, April 19th. And I remember watching that race and I said to myself that if Shelly Fraser Price was able to go to the finals, I was expecting possibly something around, a 10-8, right? That's the kind of form she was looking like she's potentially in, even when you take into consideration the wind. And interestingly enough, I started to think to myself that this version of Shelly and Fraser Price is actually giving me 2021 version of Shelly and Fraser Price. Now, the reason why I'm saying 2021 version is because 2022 version of Shelly went wild. We got seven sub 10 sevens in that particular season, and then of course in 2021 didn't get that many. We got two, right? So when we take into consideration that Shelly and the time that we're seeing with her now, we're clearly we have to admit that yes, she's a bit older. I'm not gonna be expecting her to come and rattle off, seven sub 10 sevens, you know what I mean, or even more than that. But I'm expecting that she has a few in her arsenal, right? I'm expecting that she can just come out when the time is right and pop a couple off on us, and that's the vibe I'm getting. So this season, I believe that she'll be more cautious and more tentative as it relates to how much she's racing, right? Because as I said, yes, she is getting older, but I believe that as long as she's in great health, she has a couple of those 10-6s in her arsenal, and she literally will be popping them off on us. So I'm comparing it to 2021 because that was literally the beginning of Shelly and Fraser Price, running those 10-6s and welcoming us to the world of 10-6s for real, real. And I know we saw Carmelita Jetta back in the day, run a couple 10-6s, but to be fair, when we talk about the present day and those 10-6s, then yeah, Shelly and Fraser Price kind of reintroduced that and made us believe that hey, you know what, these girls can actually go much faster, right? And seeing the beginning from 2021 and now 2025 where she's up on the end, not really the end because she hasn't really said it's the end, though many people are assuming that it may be the end, right? She's now up on the end. I'm not expecting her to be able to rattle off, 100 of those 10-6s, right? But I feel like she'll have a couple in her arsenal that she'll be able to, uncork and pop off on us, when she's ready to go. So for sure, I'm excited to see Shelly and Fraser Price take part in the Diamond League 100 meters for Doha. No, I'm not expecting any crazy fast time, clearly. Now, I remember, thinking to myself in 2021 when she ran in London, actually, and I recall looking at that, performance and thinking that she had a 10-8 in her legs. And then the following week, she actually went to Doha and popped off that 10-8. You know what I mean? So it's been a few weeks since April, clearly, but I'm expecting her to potentially, pop off that 10-8. Maybe we could see something faster. Now, as it relates to the lineup, not seeing a lineup lineup just yet who she'll be competing against. So when that lineup drops, then clearly I'll do a preview and tell you my thoughts as relates to how this race could potentially go. But I definitely think that Shelly Fraser Price is coming to not lose. She's definitely very competitive. You can see it in her spirit. You know, her entire vibe tells you that I'm not here to play second fiddle to anybody. Sure, I may lose a race, but I'm losing a race giving you my best performance, and I'm here to actually win, right? So I know she's turning up on the Diamond League. I should have just stayed in Jamaica if that was the case, or go to some low key meet. And we know Shelly, if you check 2023, 2024, when she wasn't necessarily at her best, she went to some little low key meets in Europe and competed there. She wasn't really trying to touch no Diamond League because she wasn't trying to aggravate what was going on with her knee or make it any worse. And we see here in 2025 where she start things off and a pop off a sub 11 right off the bat. And then she's letting you know that I'm going to the Diamond League plus also participating at the World Relays. Gal, good man, gal ready for drop out people belly bottom. And I'm certainly here for it, and I'm certainly excited. And I feel like I'm undercutting her, by saying I'm expecting a 10-8, given how much weeks we've seen between, that 10.94 seconds. But hear what? Hear what? Let's just see her come out and give us another solid performance and put the world on notice. Put the world on notice in a real way that the Shelly Fraser Price is back, and she's back to dominate and take people down and take people out. And I'm absolutely excited. So anyway, trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of this Shelly Fraser Price? If she's able to, drop some 10 6s potentially, do you think we'll see it crazy like in 2022? Or do you think she's been a bit more cautious like we saw? Well, not necessarily cautious in 2021, but she was just getting into the thick of things, just learning her new craft, really. So we didn't get that many 10 6s, but for sure 2022 we saw a plethora of those 10 6s. So the Shelly and Fraser Price that is potentially on the way out, do you think she may have a couple more 10 6s in her arsenal that she'll be ready to uncark on us when we get to the World Championships, when it really matters? And think about it as well. World Championships is the end of the season, so she not necessarily have to worry about going to any other meeting after that. She can just go to World Championships and let off couple upon everybody and surprise them and shot them and then step out, as the queen she is. Right, track is all I know is I'm completely excited. Let me know your thoughts, as I said, in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.